Workers up, working hard so night and day, and now we get to lay back. Workers on hard night and day, but now we get to lay back, to lay back, to lay back, yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to Chorus of That Podcast. And I know it's been a decent while. This is episode 5, episode 5. And today I got a fresh cut. Yesterday I look great. I know all this hair on top of my head was not. It wasn't really doing nothing as much to me. It was just basically just a mosh pit on top of my head. Just don't know what to do with it. My hair's so thick and so kinky. I just don't know how to deal with that type of hair, and it's not really growing like all the way up there. I've been had it since like a month and a half. But that's not the point of this podcast. The point of this podcast is that we're going to talk about another topic that is depressing. I promise I want to bring some fun topics to you guys. But you know what? It's just something that it needs to be declared and something that needs to be seen or heard from me and from anybody else who have been talking about this within their podcast. And it is about within us as Gen Z growing up. It is called teenage depression within Generation Z. And the reason I want to talk about that because there's so many things to uncover that really just messes up our brain nowadays than ever before. The reason I want to go on with this attention grabber. Did you know that 9 times out of 10 of people being on social media all night are most likely to be unhappy with their life than people who go to sleep until 10 o'clock and wakes up at 8 a.m. are most likely to be happy within their life. And that occurs to me also. You know, it's a topic that I'm still struggling with. It is not a topic that is hard to talk about. When we talk about it, it just gives me clarity of what I need to do with my goals. And you know what? And this is kind of just saddens me because you know what? Social media is an addicting thing. My friends, Legit Money Dessler, we talked about it on their video. I don't know when they're posting it or they're showing it to me, or I'll show you a little clip of it. Whatever. If that comes in, then here's the clip. So basically, when I saw that like on searches, it just kind of just blew my mind. Because you know what, I really want this generation, including myself, including this Generation Z, to be happy. You know what, as we were growing up from 0 to 10 years old, it was really happy. There wasn't really like a lot of social media. Social media was involved, but it wasn't really buzzing as it is now as a past decade between 2010 and 2020. So you know what, we was really happy. We got our stuff into Facebook, YouTube mostly. Snapchat came out 5 years before this 2010 decade is end. But like we have Facebook, we have MySpace, we have Skype, and all that came out was fun too. But social media can be very manipulative. But we're not gonna get into that just yet. We're gonna get into start of social anxiety. Now, social anxiety, from my honest opinion, I don't really get social anxiety. Like, I get it when like we're nervous. Like, trust me, I do get social anxiety. Like, I get it. Like, you really want to meet this person that is like so famous, or that just so like anxious you so much you just know how to say a word or say a sentence to say hey, like a greeting. So I get like how social anxiety plays within that. As of now, we have a lot of social anxiety within our generation. Hold on. We have a lot of social anxiety within our generation, and it's just kind of not bringing it down. Because you know what, you have to be, like, I'm not pressuring you, but sometimes we just have to be social just to get the things we want. I feel like within this generation also, we always say what we want to get, because there's a lot of possibilities now than before thanks to social media. Social media plays a big part of this. Episode. Like I said, we're gonna get to that later on. But it does play like a big part because, we open out just so much things to it. Like, it's just opportunities after opportunities after opportunities after opportunities. So, like, yeah, like, social anxiety is just not, it just really just hardens people. It's just, it could be from, for example, for past trauma events within childhood years. It could be that. It can be from a disorder called autism that I just displayed on my first episode of my podcast. It could be from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and it could be from social anxiety disorder as well. There's so many disorders that lead to social anxiety, and you know, I bless everybody who has those within themselves. I really just bless them. I really wish for the best for you. If you would like to talk to me about it, please shoot me email, or yeah, just shoot me an email and just let's talk about it on Corey's Odat podcast at gmail.com. I think so. So yeah, and it's just so like depression, like that connects to depression as well, because you know, social anxiety can often lead to be isolation and to be like to feel much loneliness and be so not into it with our current trends or current events. You just don't want to talk to nobody, and you know what, it just makes you feel like you have nobody to talk to or nobody that's actually reaching out to you. Because you know what, I have those moments. Well, I did not, like, I had those moments where people didn't think that no one will ever reach out to me because they think I'm doing just fine or doing okay. To be honest with you, now I am not doing okay mentally, stably, because you know what, I just been lacking so many things. Social media does play a big part of that, but also, you know, my self insecurities and you know, like motivation always. There's so much to this episode we're gonna just talk about right here. So yeah, depression, stigma within like some older millennials and some like firstborn millennials think, you know, it's a stigma to have depression. Like they always tell you, hey, don't get depressed about it, just go outside. Or you know what, just another stigma that be something like, you know what, just kick the rocks, or just chop wood, you'll be fine, or just eat something, you'll be fine, you'll be alright. But the real thing is, it's like you just never be fine without talking to somebody, because the stigma, like I said, it makes you feel like you're a wimp or PUSSY, or just be soft. And I said that within the last episode of Mental Health Within Men. And you know what, it's okay to talk to somebody if you're going through a certain type of way. I would say phase, but certain type of things that's happening within your life right now, such as depression, such as anxiety, such as everything. You could just tell me some things I do know, some things I don't know, some things I just want to learn about, just to get to knowing whatever that field is. And yeah, carrying on to social media. I'm going to say a lot about social media because social media does play in a big part of it. So social media within Generation Z has been expanded ever since we was growing up to our teenage years. And you know what, teenage years is a most exciting, fun time to live like your best years. Go to parties, go to clubs, go to a roller rink, go to any type of event that just makes us feel happy. Now, the thing is about now, social media is around, and people think that could be too exposing, because you know, social media is there for keeps. Like, social media is keeps. Like, if you post on social media or you have it on your phone, it's there for life, for a long time. You can just always just look back at it every like a second, instead of just getting a photo from Walgreens and say, oh my God, I want to see this photo. No, you can see it on your phone or on your laptop and just be like, oh yeah, like, you just search it up. And that's the thing, people get like so like not being themselves, because you know, social media is around. There's like cameras you could just quickly snap on, and that causes to have depression as well, because you know what, social media within depression and social media, comparing can be also one of a factor. If you just look into somebody's life and you just ask yourself, why am I not there? Or you just tell yourself, you know what, I'm not there, I'm never gonna be there. That can be a comparison example, and within that could lead you down and just a step, like 10 steps further down towards your goal, and you go back to where you was at, instead of just reaching towards it or just learning from them. You know, it doesn't always have to be comparing. You know, it could be learning from their experience to get to where you want to be. If you want to be where they're at, you learn, you watch how they play, but when you literally just watch they play, but like, you just follow the routine, learn the rules, and just learn how to do it, but in your own style, in your own way. Like, you know what, that could be something that could that could be something that's so like big and legendary. Like you could be the next that, but even more better in your own style. So this is comparing yourself. You know, comparing yourself is with a weakness. Pass that on by. All right. More teens towards social media are most likely to be unhappy with their life. Like I said, within the first couple minutes, they are really unhappy within their life. Like within that, comparing, being on social media or TikTok for like 10 hours straight. TikTok or Snapchat for 10 hours straight. Snapping streaks. Now that can bring you down depression too, because you literally just snapping streaks just to be snapping streaks. And I've done that before, and I stopped doing that because it just wasn't really worth it for myself. I was like, what am I gonna get out of it? Like, you know, there's no fun out of it. Just doing numbers back to back. So it's like, no, that's not cool at all. You know, I want something exciting. Like I want to see your face when you do streak, because you know, like if it's a happy streak or it's like an exciting streak with someone, then yeah, let's keep it. But if I'm just taking a picture like this, to send it to them, there's no fun of it. There's no point. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Snapchat within streaks and everything. The wants and the needs. This generation really wants a lot. Like I said, they really want a lot. They don't have no motivation, or just lack of doing something that goes towards that, and they need something. Like they need a car, they need a house. They don't know how, because most generation nowadays within social anxiety and depression, they don't know how to, you know, get their first steps towards to wants and their needs. Like, you know what, there's always a guy out there, or a friend, or somebody, or your neighbor just maybe talking to you, or who you're talking to. If you need something like that guidance, just talk to anybody around you, or just talk to me. I'm here. So I'll talk to you about that, the wants and needs, and like, you know, what steps you can get there. And I'm just say this: it is not an easy 1-2 step. It is you make it hard as you want it to be. Make it smarter, not harder. But it's not gonna come when you want it. That's all I'm gonna say. It'll be right on time. It may not come when you want him, but he is right on time. Like, it'll come right on time. So all I gotta say is that be patient. That is a key of, like, you know what, being that person, or just being an influencer, or just being an entrepreneur, or just being a YouTuber, or just being a social media marketer. It takes patience. If you do not have patience, there's nowhere to go out within your life, whatever was that. So yeah, that is the wants and the needs. Laziness, plays a big part, because you know what, nobody has that daily routine that can just get up. Like, you gotta have some sort of daily routine that makes most part of your day. Like, hold on for 1 second. This is my daily routine. So I wake up, I listen to a podcast every day to get me started, get me motivating, or just something like podcast can be something more exciting or more depressive. But every podcast that I've listened to taught me something that I never really talked about, or just never thought of. But after hearing it, it just makes my whole day a lot brighter. So that just tells you, you know what, I can just achieve something for this day. And secondly, Jake Water. It's a lot of just keep building up for no reason. Drink water. Secondly, read books. I am reading these two books. It is called, this one, on your left, I think. I don't know. But this one right here, Mariah Carey, The Meaning of Mariah Carey. I started reading this book almost a month ago. I'm at page 127. I'm at the part where she tells about living with Tommy Mottola. Now, for the exposed book, because this book came out literally September of 2020. So this is a recent book. So I'm not gonna expose it. They probably will expose it within the first year of the book's release. But if they do, that's great, because I'll be finished by then. But just read books. That's something that I can take off of social media, or depression, or anxiety. Like, just read books and just read it quietly. You know, just read the books outside, read the books from next to the tree, and everything. This is the meaning of Mariah Carey. I 9 out of 10 suggest you guys to read it if you guys love music and if you guys love Mariah Carey. If you love the part of her growing up, because within the first 100 pages, it just talked about her growing up and how she just been through all her so much. And the next book I started reading is my favorite artist, you know, my favorite artist of all time, Miss Damita Jo, Miss Janet, Miss Rhythm Nation. The Control, baby. Control, control. This released in a decade ago, 2011. It is called True You, Janet Jackson. It talks about her life as growing up as well. She said this is not an autobiography. This is more a self-love or self-appreciation book. So, as I'm reading it, it sounds like an autobiography, but it is mostly about self-love because I see some contents while reading it. It just talks about more of a self-love, how you should treat yourself within your everyday life, or how you should go on about your day, or how to make your day more brighter than ever. So if you want to read a book about self-love, self-conscious, self-care, self-everything, and motivation or daily routines, this is the book to go to. True You, Janet Jackson. And by that means, I'm gonna do that after I just walked around and listened to great music. I'm gonna put my playlist right here. If you wanna listen to some very chill music, it is called the Jazz Chill Playlist. This is what I do when I walk around. Some songs maybe a little like loud a little bit. I really want to take it off, but it kind of so fluent with the chill because it's chill to me, but it's not chill to you. You can skip it. But this is the Jazz Chill Playlist. Listen to it, shuffle it, I don't care. It has Desiree, it has Jazz, it has Dave Oz, it has Gerald Albright, it has Kali Uchis, Ariana Grande's on there too. What else? Desiree, I mentioned Desiree, I mentioned I want some of your brown sugar, sugar. I want some of your brown sugar, sugar. I want some of your brown sugar. That's his artist. That artist is on there as well. I have like 2 songs of him. Lena Hughes, I think, the one that was featuring within Tyler the Creator. Sweet, I Thought You Wanted to Dance. She is on there. She creates beautiful music as well. And yeah. And I'm just gonna end it with this video with motivation and a daily goal. Motivational. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a little motivational speech. Life is not always sitting on your ass every day. There you go. Life is not always sitting on your ass every day. Life is always go. Your brain is a constant machine. You go. You get it? You go. It's not you just sitting in the bed all day. There's something you can take out of this day to make your day more brighter, or just something, no matter how the day is, how gloomy, how sunny, how hot, how cold, there's something you can just take from every day. Like, if you're grateful for living another day, be grateful. That is one motivational thing I can just say to you. If you lived another day, thank God for that. Because you know what? Most people don't live another day. And it's just sad to just hear that. And if you're still living, if you're still breathing, if your health is up, if mentally you're up. Like I said, hope you don't stop recording. Mentally is up. Then that's awesome. That's great. And daily goal. Do one thing. One more thing. Do one small, big, or how, doesn't matter how big, how small it is. Do one thing that could just make your day more brighter. And that is how you're going to reach your goal step by step, bit by bit, stone by stone. Yeah. By Whitney Houston. Like Whitney Houston said in her song, Step by Step, within The Preacher's Wife motion picture soundtrack. I often say playlist or album, but that's not the word. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode within Teenage Depression within Generation Z. Generation Z people, please become the great who you are. Be the best of you growing up as we're almost in our 20s, or if you guys are already in your 20s, I was almost like, as we are teenagers, and some of us are mainly adults. But like I said, just be the best of you. Just take some time with yourself, okay? All right, cause of that podcast, we out of here. Peace.